Hey everyone, and welcome back to Rainbow Tarot UK. It's lovely to have you here. I hope everyone is doing well, everyone is doing, okay. And in today's reading, we're going to be doing, how do you affect your person? How do you affect how they're thinking? How do you affect how they're feeling? What's your impact? How do you affect them? And as usual, we've got our three piles. We've got pile number 1, which is this card here. Hopefully you can see that, with a little pink bead, and this is the Work Your Light Oracle. I think it's called Work Your Light. And pile number 2 is this pile here, with the little amethyst crystal. Little amethyst crystal there. And then pile number 3 is this card. Hopefully you can see that. And it's got a little calcite there. So those are the 3 piles. As usual, use your intuition, go for the pile that's calling for you. It's probably got the messages. Remember, it's a timeless general reading. So as usual, just take what resonates with you, take what feels right, and then just let everything else fall away if it doesn't feel right. Maybe it's another pile, maybe it's another reading. But other than that, I'll see you in your reading. Bye for now. Hey pile number 1, welcome back to your reading. So today we're doing, aren't we, how do you affect them? What's the, biggest effect that you have on them, on their thoughts, on their feelings? What's the impact that you have on them? So you chose to come into the reading with this beautiful little pink bead, probably one of my favourite colours, a little pale pink there. And this card, that says, I don't know if you can see it, but it says, align your life. What is not aligned or needs to change. And it's got this kind of image of this cracked mirror here. So maybe the effect that you're having on them is that they are realising from being with you or being around you or being in a relationship with you or a connection or something, that something in their life is disjointed, is cracked. It either needs fixing, or it needs aligning, it needs to be brought back into balance, or something needs to change in some way. So I think they're one of the big effects that you're having is that that you are sort of like catalyst for change, or they're thinking that this relationship or this connection is a catalyst for change, or there's a need for change, or a need to put it back together in some way, or a desire to do that. So either a desire to get things aligned, or a need for things to be aligned, things to be brought back into balance, things to be put back together, for change to happen, a kind of catalyst for change. I think that's the effect that you're having on them right now. So let's first of all, let's have one of these cards. Let's ask, shall we? What effect, or how is pile number 1 affecting their person right now? Just to say thanks ever so much for all the subscribers, all the likes, all the comments. I really, really appreciate that. It means the world to me. And if you feel like you want to subscribe, also just to touch the notification bell, then please do, because it just makes a massive difference to my channel. But it takes you maybe a couple of seconds to do it, so I really, really appreciate that. But anyway, so how is pile number 1 affecting their person right now? What's the effect they're having? What's the biggest effect? How are they affecting? Thinking. You may be on someone's mind. Well, there you go, pile number 1. Your effect now is that, I think there is a lot of thinking. The impact that you're having, the effect you're having, is that you are on their mind a lot. And I feel like you're on their mind a lot because I feel like you're some sort of catalyst, or some sort of trigger for them to change their life, to rearrange their life, to put it back together, to sort of connect the dots. It's something about that. You are some sort of catalyst, some kind of messenger, some kind of person that's come in, and it's helped them to realise that they need to change their life, or need to balance their life out, or need to make their life better, or need to maybe they're a bit disjointed or a bit disconnected, or things haven't been working for them. But their connection with you, their relationship with you, the effect it's having is that they know they need to put things back together, or to balance things out, or to make things better or to change. There needs to be a change from the way it is at the moment, and you are a trigger or a catalyst for them, for that thought process to begin to happen or to start to happen. You're definitely on their mind. Right, so what is, and we're just going to have a go and see, that's what we're just going to, what is the, how is pile number 1 affecting their person? How are they affecting their person? Please can you tell me, how is pile number 1 affecting their person right now? The world. Okay, what else do we have here? 3 of Cups. Page of Pentacles, and I feel like this one's sticking out as well. And the 5 of Pentacles. So, let's see what the overriding energy is. And the 5 of Cups. So, I feel like for some of you, and it might go with a cracked mirror here on your original image of your oracle card, that you might be in separation from this person. It might be the cracked, this kind of, I don't know if you can see this image of this person looking through a mirror and it's all cracked, and so their sort of image is all disjointed. It looks a bit like a Picasso, a sort of Pablo Picasso painting in that respect. It's kind of all disjointed here. Some of you might be in separation from this person because we've got the 5 of Cups as the overriding energy, and the 5 of Pentacles, which both of them, I think the effect that you're having on them at the moment is that they are feeling sad. They're feeling sadness about this situation, if you are in separation, or if there's something that's come into the situation that has caused you to have a pause or caused you to come to the end of something. And I do feel that is here for a lot of you. The effect that it's having is that it's making them think, rethink possibly, and it's interesting because it's got what is not aligned needs to change. So I feel like the impact that you're having, or the effect that you're having, is that this separation or this loss that they are feeling as a result of being in separation from you, being out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles here, is making them think that they need to get the situation back. That's kind of what I'm feeling. There's a lot of regret here. I think there's a lot of sadness, there's a lot of regret. Maybe there's a realisation that they maybe felt they didn't appreciate you. So maybe in this situation, it came to an end because they weren't appreciating you, because in this particular card here, we have someone focusing on sort of spilt milk almost, these images of these spilt cups, things that weren't right, or things that they thought that weren't right, or things that, the negatives of the situation, rather than turning around and seeing the 2 of Cups. And of course the 2 of Cups in tarot is, union, friendship, relationship, partnership. So maybe this person turned their back initially on the partnership or the relationship, or didn't appreciate it, was too focused maybe on what they thought wouldn't go right in it, or what wasn't right in their eyes. And now they're feeling that. They're feeling out in the cold with the 5 of Pentacles here. They're not happy being out in the cold. It's making them think, and it's making them realise, I think the biggest effect that you're having on them is it's making them realise that they need to change this situation of feeling this loss, feeling this unhappiness. Now it could have come about because there was a third party that got in the way. It doesn't have to be a third person, but it could have been a situation that kind of got in the way of you and them. But I think the effect that you're having on them as well is that they, that you are a sense of sort of celebration and happiness to them. I think that's, again, what they're realising. The effect that you're having on them, this kind of separation that's come about, is that they're realising that you mean happiness, joy, because that's also the 3 of Cups. Happiness, joy, fun, sort of good times. You are that to this person, and they are spending a lot of time thinking about how they can put this situation back together again, how they can align it. Because with the World card here, that does talk about endings and completions of cycles with a view to beginning a new cycle. That's kind of what I'm feeling here. Now, there might have been with your person a little bit of immature energy here with the Page of Pentacles, because pages talk about young energy. The Page of Pentacles in particular talks about learning. So this person, for some of you, you might be students, or you might be in some sort of study or something like that. There might be a sort of study connection in some way. But I'm feeling like this person, and what I'm getting is this person feels that they have a lot to learn. Maybe have a lot to learn with you, and a lot to learn in relationships, that maybe they recognise now that they were a little bit foolish, or a little bit young, or a little bit of a novice. Maybe that's what I'm sensing, a little bit of a novice in relationships, and maybe that's why it came to separation, or why it came apart. And maybe that's why also they are studying or thinking of ways in which this situation can change or can be different. It might be a long distance connection here with the World card as well. But again, the World card is also a very positive card. So I'm sensing that they are thinking about you in a very positive way. Maybe they've got positive memories of you, or positive thoughts of you, happy, they felt happy with you, maybe the happiest they ever felt with anyone. And I think they're deeply regretting if something or someone got in the way of the connection, because now they are definitely in this feeling of loss and unhappiness. That's kind of the effect. So the effect of you is that I think you've made them realise, I think you've made them realise what they want, what they actually want. That's your biggest effect, what they actually want. And I think that they're actually wanting to get this situation back on track, to get it aligned again, to put it back together. And it's interesting what I was saying with the, align your life, bringing it back into balance, because at the moment with the Five of Pentacles and the Five of Cups, it feels out of balance and not in their favour. And that's, I think, what they don't actually want. And you're definitely on their mind. A trigger, as I said at the beginning, a trigger for thinking, I need to change with the Page of Pentacles. I need to change how I do things. I need to work harder and sort of like almost like study more, or look into how I can be better and more maybe more giving in relationships. That's what I'm feeling here with this, them turning their back on the Two of Cups. More giving in relationships, more able to recognise good things and positive things in relationships. And maybe I feel like you probably gave them that. You gave them, a feeling, or you felt like, or maybe I'm feeling like you felt like you wanted to give them good things in the relationship, but they sort of like put up the wall to that. And now it's in separation, they are realising that they would love to come back, that they would love to put it back in together again, that they would love to have this new cycle with you, that they would love to feel this sense of celebration and happiness with you again, because at the moment they are feeling out in the cold. Now, in terms of astrological signs here, with the Three of Cups, that is Cancer energy. Page of Pentacles could be Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Five of Pentacles is Taurus energy. Five of Cups is Scorpio energy. So those are just some of the astrological signs that I'm seeing here for you. So let's see what else we have. I'm just going to draw one of these cards actually. What effect is pile number one having on their person? How do they affect the way they think, the way they feel? What's this one here? Abundance. Yeah, I feel, because this card is well, first of all, this is card of number one, which is about a new cycle, a new beginning. So I think the effect that you're having, and I think it's got something to do with that they are, for whatever reason, feeling out in the cold, or feeling that there is a disconnect with you, just in a practical way. You're not actually together maybe, or there's no contact, or there's a bit of a pause, or a bit of a separation. So first of all, with the number one here, I'm sensing that they are wanting a new beginning, a new cycle, which is what we had here with the World, ending of an old cycle and the beginning of a new one. But this card also talks about, these two crows in the front here have got this abundance of fish, haven't they? They've got all this abundance of fish. They don't have to work too hard. They don't have to work at all, really, to get to those fish. But in the background here, we are looking at another scene where we've got this other crow in the background here, where there's a real lack, and they're having to hunt around and look for their food, and they're having to work quite hard to do it. So I think that they are wanting to move from this state of lack, which is the Five of Pentacles here, and the Five of Cups to a state of abundance with you, where it begins again, where it starts up again, where they are maybe a lot more giving, and I think that's the effect that you're having, and this separation is having, that they are reassessing and thinking, I need to be a lot more giving, I need to be this Two of Cups, I need to turn around and focus on this Two of Cups and give a lot more. I think that's what's going on with them at the moment. But anyway, let's see what else we have for you, pile number one. So how is pile number one affecting their person right now? How is pile number one affecting their person right now? Page of Swords, Knight of Swords. How is pile number one affecting their person right now? The Empress. Yeah. The High Priestess. Wow. And the overarching energy is the Magician. I mean, 100%. I think you're having a massive effect on. I think your biggest. I think here, what we've got here is that they are definitely still. If you are in separation, and I think you are, they're definitely still curious about you here with the Page of Swords. And with the Knight of Swords, the effect that you're having is a bit like what I was saying before. You're a catalyst for a change, and you're a catalyst for wanting to communicate with them again. They want to communicate with you again. I think with the Knight of Swords here, they want to rush. There's a speed here with the Knight of Swords. I feel like they want to rush towards you. They definitely want to rush towards you. They want to communicate with you. They want to come in with a Page of Swords. They're doing their, if you're not in contact, they're definitely keeping an eye on you. They're looking at you if they can on social media. They're checking you out, and they want to, they want to move forward towards you. And we've got here the Empress, which again is this kind of abundant energy. The Empress is the epitome of abundance. She is, look at her. She's got, she is fruitful, really. So I think they are thinking that you are, with the High Priestess and the Empress, you are sort of everything to the person. I think this person sees you as the ideal person to be with, because you have a mixture of both the Empress and the High Priestess energy. Both very, 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 I think they see you as their divine kind of feminine counterpart, really, or the divine their divine counterpart is just an energy, really. It doesn't have to, that kind of that was somebody that embodies those kind of feminine traits, of kind of like nurture, care, intuition, spirituality and receptivity, all those kinds of things that we normally associate with the kind of feminine, the sort of feminine aspects, really. I think they see you in that way. I think they see you as, I think they have you on a pedestal, really. I think they really, if they didn't appreciate you before, they definitely appreciate you now. But you might be a little bit secretive. You might be cut off from them with the High Priestess here. They might not be able to access you because it comes right under the Five of Pentacles. So you might be in separation from them and keeping yourself very much to yourself. So although I think they are spying on you maybe through social media, I think you yourself, they can't access you in person, and they would love to be able to do that, really. So maybe there's just a bit of secrecy around you, a bit of mystery. So you might be that you are mysterious to them, but they see you in this incredibly attractive way. The Empress is just so beautiful and, abundant and nurturing and caring and loving. And, you might actually be a mother as well. So this is for some of you might be a mother. Or you might be in a situation where you are expecting, you are an expectant mother. So you might be with this person, and you might be in separation from you, but you might actually be an expectant mother with this person. But I think they are seeing that they want to rush towards you. They want to. So the impact that you're having is that you are making them feel that they need to reassess, they need to realign, they need to they need to put this situation back together. They need to put this situation back together to make it all fit again. And they are you're giving it a lot of thought, because with the Page of Swords, and also you've got somebody in mind, you know, Page of Swords, Knight of Swords, they're giving it a lot of thought. So there's a lot of speed to wanting to come back, but it's with a plan of action, because the Knight of Swords is bold action, but it's also with the Page of Swords, with this person looking at this book, I feel like they do want to rush in towards you, but they've given it some thought, they've researched, they've done a little bit of research, they're coming up with a plan. And I think it's because, you know, it's something to do with the separation and them realising your worth. I think the effect that you're having is whatever happened to cause a separation, and I think it could have possibly been some immature behaviour, or just some lack of experience, or maybe they let some other influences get in the way of the connection, which showed a little bit of immaturity. And now in this separation, they're realising your worth. That's the biggest effect that you're having on them, and they want to come toward you, rush towards you with a plan, to bring it back into abundance, which is what you've got here, abundance and the Empress. So bring it back into abundance, to recognise its worth, to recognise the worth that might have been hidden to them before, because the High Priestess is like a hidden energy. So maybe it's to value the to kind of value it a lot more, to value something that they thought, or that maybe they didn't value before, that was maybe hidden to them before in some way. But I think now they are definitely, and also the Empress and the High Priestess is kind of like, you know, total balance between that kind of divine feminine, really, because it's the nurture, the care, the love, the warmth of the Empress with the knowledge and the intuition of the High Priestess. I mean, that is it all in one, really. So I think they're seeing you, like I said, as this kind of absolute all-in-one everything sort of energy that they absolutely want to be with, really, because the overriding energy is the Magician, which was, again, I mean, the Magician is all about manifesting, bringing something to life, you know, getting what you want, having all the tools. And I think this person feels like they've got all the tools now, or they're working on their tools with the Page of Pentacles and the Page of Swords. They're working on getting all the tools that they need to bring this situation back into being. And I think that is really sorry, I was just trying to move the arrow so that we don't lose that video. I think that is basically what they are, you know, what your effect is. That your effect is that this situation, my sense is in this particular file, this situation came apart, and they want to bring it back into alignment. They want to bring it back into a state of abundance from a state of lack. Now, in terms of astrological signs here, Page of Swords, that could be any of the air signs of Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. Knight of Swords, that could also be Libra, Aquarius or Gemini, so quite a lot of air signs here. Empress, obviously that's Taurian energy. So those are some of the astrological signs that I am seeing. So let's have one more card, I think, to end our reading. So what is the impact that pile number one has on their person? What's the current effect that they are having on their person? So let's see, what's this one say? Okay, this one was actually up and out, and it says value your relationship. So that's interesting. So they, I think, and that's exactly what I was just saying, the impact that you're having on them is that you're a catalyst, a trigger for them to finally realise and value the relationship, and that is what they want to come towards you with, a plan, a way of valuing, showing you that you are this absolute, everything, that you embody everything with the Empress and the High Priestess here, that you are, everything to them, that you offer everything, really, and they want to value that. But anyway, pile number one, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number two, and welcome back to your reading. So you are, with today's reading, we're doing, aren't we, what effect, or how do you affect your person? What's the biggest effect you have on them in terms of them, how do you affect their thoughts, how do you affect their feelings? Now, you chose to come into the reading on this interesting card, and it's called the Initiation, and it's got Rite of Passage, Crossing the Threshold. So let's see how that plays out in your reading. You also came into it on the Amethyst, the little amethyst there. So maybe this person, just off the top of my head, feels like they're in the darkness at the moment, or the situation is a bit dark at the moment, because we're seeing it from here, aren't we? And they're kind of feeling like maybe they have to go through a bit of a test, because initiation is a little bit of a test, isn't it, in some way, or some sort of some obstacles maybe that you have to go through to get into the light, to get into this bit here. I feel like this is, you know, when you look at this card, your eye is drawn to this bit here, where there's all this kind of light, this beautiful pink and blue. So that's where we want to be. So I'm thinking that your person is the effect that you're having on them is that they maybe they see you as being out here in the light, in the lovely part, and they're stuck in here in the darkness, and they want to be able to get to you, but maybe they're seeing that there's some challenges to that, or there's some problems that they have to go through, or some obstacles or hurdles that they have to overcome in order to get there. Maybe you're making them, maybe you're putting them through their paces. So the effect that you're having on them is that you're making them go through this initiation, you're making them go through this test, or you're making them go through testing times or something, some challenges. Maybe that's what they're thinking. You're making them go through some challenges to get to the kind of, almost like to get to the promised land, sort of thing. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. Let's have one of these ones. So how is pile number 2 affecting their person right now? What's their biggest effect on pile number 2 on their person? So how's pile number 2 affecting their person right now? What is their biggest effect on their person? Let's see what we've got here. Oh, arrival. Love may be just around the corner. So that kind of goes quite well with this card. So I feel like maybe, because I feel like this is where the love is. If you go into this card here, this is where the love is. And there's something that there's some sort of test or something that's going on where the effect you're having on is that they are wanting to come in toward you, or they're wanting, you know, that you represent love, but it's just around the corner, so they haven't quite got there yet. There's a few things that need to be done in order to get to that place, that kind of, like I say, that beautiful place there, this kind of loving place, really. Okay. And maybe they're feeling that you are that, but there's a few challenges. So it might be for some of you that this is a situation either of a new love, which hasn't been declared yet, or some sort of reunion or renewal of love, where there needs to be some things that need to be overcome to get to that. But I think that the impact you're having on them is that they you know, they want to be with you. I think they want to be with you, and they're hopeful. They're hopeful that it's just around the corner. So anyways, how is pile number 2 affecting their person right now? We've got their seagull there, the lovers. Yep. And then we have, see you go, 7 of Wands, challenges, okay. So how is pile number 2 affecting their person? Oh, well, that's quite a lot. I didn't want all of those, but I've got them. So we have the 6 of Cups, the Death card, and we have the Ace of Cups. Right, okay. Right. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment. Right, so this ties in perfectly with what I was saying here. So the effect that you're having on them is that they see you as a very, very, very significant person in their life. I would say that this person is actually in love with you. They're definitely in love with you here. The Lover's card can talk kind of about a twin flame, soulmate type energy, and along with the Ace of Cups, it makes me think that this is definitely a path for either a new beginning or a renewal of something. So maybe if it's a beginning or a new love, there are some tests or some hurdles, and that's why we've got the 7 of Wands here. Some tests or some hurdles to this new beginning in love. But I think you're having a very big effect on them because they want to come towards you. They want to come towards you and begin a relationship with you, for sure. Now, it might be that there's challenges because it is possibly, you know, there might be some choices in love here. So there might be this might be an initiation or a crossing of the threshold, because it might be something whereby they have to make a choice between you and someone else or something else, and that might be what's going on right now, and that might be why we have some challenges. But the Seven of Wands is always challenges that can be overcome. I think they feel, for some of you, this might be an old love, a renewal of love, because we've got the Six of Cups here, and the Six of Cups along with the Lover's card, again, it's like a real strong soulmate, twin flame energy. But this talks a lot about nostalgia, something from the past, you know, something like that. So I'm thinking for some of you it could be a renewal. You're thinking about maybe somebody that you're in, an ex, or someone that you're in separation from, because it sits right in the middle here. And maybe there was, you know, a split with the Death card here, a split up, it ended in some way, and there was a new, but with the Death card and the Ace of Cups here, because death can mean, you know, death and renewal, I just feel like they want to begin it again. And we've also got the Judgment card here as the overriding energy. So I mean, the major effect that you're having on them, if you're in separation from them, is that they are, you know, they miss you. They definitely miss you, and they want you back. They want you back. They want the situation back. They see it as, with the Lover's card here and the Six of Cups, you know, you are their person, you are their soulmate, you are their twin flame, you are the person that they want to be with, you are that person that they feel the most comfortable with, the one that they want to spend their time with. There might be some challenges, so they're thinking that you are making some challenges, a bit like what I was saying at the beginning. Because this card, your beginning card, is there's all this blackness here. They're stuck in this cave. So maybe they're stuck in this cave because they're separate from you. They can't access you. But their aim is to get here, is to get into the light. And that's the Seven of Wands. So that's the Seven of Wands. That's the challenges. But it's not something that can't be overcome. Because if you look at this card, there's actually a whole trail of light almost leading them to you. So it might be a bit rocky. There might be a few stones or a few boulders or something in the way, but it's lit for them, so they can get there. So there are maybe some challenges here, but your effect is that they see you, they value you. That's the impact you're having on them. The biggest effect you're having on them is they value the situation. If they didn't before, or that wasn't there before, they value it now and they want it back. I mean, this is just such a lovely, and these three cards are just such a lovely energy. That's what I'm saying. I think this person is really, really, really in love with you. They want to be in a situation with you now. If they didn't value it before, or they let something get in the way of it before, they're not going to let that happen again, because we've got the Ace of Cups here, and we've got the Judgment here, which is a rising up. I almost feel like as well there is a sort of like sense of, you know, if you've been in separation from this person for a while, there's almost like a calling, because the Judgment is like a call to action. And it may be they've been stuck in this cave for a long time, this dark place, away from you or away from the situation, or cut off from the situation. But with that light leading them out of the cave, it goes with the Judgment. I feel like there's a call. They're suddenly waking up and realising there's a call to action now. We need to move on this situation. I need to move on this situation. I need to rise up from this death situation and get into a new beginning with pile number 2. That is what I'm feeling, and I think this arrival is about saying that is just around the corner. That is not very far away at all. So the effect you're having, somehow they're kind of like waking up. If you've been in separation from them, or, you know, they are suddenly having memories of you, nostalgic memories of you, looking back and thinking, you know, I need to be with this person. Or if this is not about if this is not a situation where you've had a situation with them before, you just feel like home. Maybe you've been around them, maybe they're a friend, maybe they're a work colleague or something like that. It's a crush situation, but you have a sense of familiarity with you, and that comes with the whole twin flame soulmate thing. And they're just kind of waking up to that, and they're thinking, right, it's like almost like a sort of a calling, and they can't quite put their finger on what it is, but they know they need to come towards you. So that's the effect that you are now. That's your biggest effect, that you are kind of waking them up. I think that's what's happening. You are waking them up to call them to action. it's almost like might be a soul contract or something like that that's making them suddenly think, yeah, I need to be back with pile number 2. So in terms of astrological signs, well, the Lovers is Gemini, 7 of Wands is Leo, 6 of Cups is Scorpio, a Death card, that is Scorpio energy as well. Ace of Cups is Cancer, Scorpio or Pisces. Yeah, so that's kind of what we have here in terms of astrological signs. But let's see what other card have we got here. Let's have a look and see. So what is the impact that pile 2, or the effect that pile 2 is having on their person? What is the biggest effect, or how are they affecting their person? Oh, 2 wants to come out here. I don't know why. Look, so we've got dominance and routine. Dominance and routine. So 16. Well, I mean 16. Okay, so dominance and routine. So maybe one of you it was more dominant than the other, or maybe there was a sort of an imbalance somehow in the situation before. So maybe there's something like that. There was some kind of where it wasn't equal and it wasn't balanced in some way. That could be. And 16 is the Tower card. So maybe something came falling down, or something came crashing down in some way. So maybe there was something like that. And maybe it was because it was quite routine. It was a relationship that was a bit routine. Maybe they didn't value it before, or they didn't. It became a little bit mundane for them, and now they are wanting. Yes, there's something about them valuing you more. So maybe before it wasn't something that was that they valued, or that they sort of thought was a bit routine, a bit mundane. Maybe somebody was more, it was imbalanced, and somebody had more power than the other person, and now what they're realising is that needs to change. There needs to be more balance in the situation. That's the other thing that we've got here. 4 and 2 cancels down to 6, which would be about bringing it back into harmony, because harmony restored peace. So maybe there was some sort of argument or fight or something like that here, or some disagreement where somebody was being domineering, and it needs to be brought back into balance, because 4 and 2 comes down to 6, and 6 is about harmony, peace, calm, contentment. And 1 and 6 is 7, and that's about contemplation, introspection, meditation, wisdom. So maybe they are beginning to be more wise, or meditate on what was wrong in the situation before, what was out of balance, and now it's about bringing it back into balance. They don't want that anymore. So I think you're making them think about maybe how they were before in the relationship, or certain things or certain red flags there were in the situation. You're making them meditate on that, think on that, and realise that's not the way to be. Maybe there's something like that going on in the situation, and that's the impact that you are having on them. Routine, yeah, something about maybe it was a situation where you were in a kind of a bit of a routine, a little bit of a rut. Somebody had an upper hand, somebody wasn't maybe being fair in the situation, and now they want to, and that might have been why it came to an end, and now they want to. Now they want a whole different way of being, with the judgment sort of rising up to something better, something more balanced, more calm, more more value, with more value to it. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what else we have for you. So how is pile number 2 affecting their person? So it's like a wake-up call. I think the biggest effect you're having is a wake-up call for them to action, and a wake-up call for them to reflect on how they may have been in the situation and to be better in some way, because they recognise that you are a very significant person, that you are their person, and they need to be better in the situation. And that might be why we have the initiation, a rite of passage, crossing the threshold, because they need to be tested by you to make sure that they don't behave in ways which are not conducive to a harmonious, balanced, loving relationship. So how is pile number 2 affecting their person? What's the biggest effect they're having on their person? 10 of Wands, 9 of Cups, Death card again. So that's significant. A lot of change needs to happen. They know that a lot of change needs to happen. How is pile number 2 affecting their person? I feel like that one was to come out. King of Wands and the 5 of Cups. And the overarching energy is the 9 of Wands. I think the effects that you're having on them is that they know that they have to work at the situation with the 10 of Wands here and the 9 of Wands. They know that they need to work at the situation. They know there's challenges to it. They know that there's a lot of... They need... I think the effect that you're having on them is they need to prove themselves, I think, here with the 10 of Wands and the 9 of Wands. They need to prove that they're worthy of you again. That's kind of what I'm feeling, because you are to them a wish fulfillment. That's the impact you're having on them. You are a wish fulfillment. So if they didn't appreciate you before, and I'm getting a sense in this pile that they did not appreciate you before, or maybe there was a lot of imbalances in the connection, a lot of things that weren't right in the connection, but they see you now in separation, because I think for some of you, you might be in separation. They see you as a wish fulfillment for them with the 9 of Cups here. They know it's a challenge. They know... I think they're feeling burdened by not being with you if you're in separation, because underneath the 6 of Cups, which is this kind of nostalgic, cosy type soulmate energy, is the Death card. And I feel like that, if this has been this might have been something where this is a long-term connection as well, where you've been with this person for a long time, and this has come to an end in some way, because we have the Death card twice. But I think they realise there needs to be massive transformation in this situation from what has gone on before. They need to change. They need to be different here. And they know that. And that's the biggest impact. You are making them feel that they need to be different. You're making them think differently. You're making them work harder. That's the effect that you're having on them. Working hard, knowing that they need to work harder. Maybe to regain your trust. Maybe to regain your... respect again in some way. With the King of Wands, you're making them want to be confident for you. You're making them want to be a boss, to step up a little bit, to be a bit more mature maybe in some way. I mean, the King of Wands is somebody who's very confident, very, gets what they want, but has wisdom, because the King of Wands is different to the Knight of Wands, because kings have wisdom. So maybe you're wanting the impact they're getting from you, or the effect that you're having on them, is that they need to change and they need to be wiser. But they need to maybe show, maybe they didn't appreciate you properly, they didn't show you much enthusiasm, much passion, which goes with the routine here. Maybe it got a bit humdrum and they weren't really valuing you, and now they know that they need to show you the passion, the enthusiasm, the fire again in the situation, that you are worth that. Maybe it got a little bit too cozy, a little bit too routine, and they didn't really value you. They didn't really show you that they valued you. But they know that they need to do that now. Now with the 5 of Cups, this talks about, somebody again not appreciating that 2 of Cups that's right behind them. So my sense is that they didn't appreciate you before in this situation, and I think that they know that now, and that they should, because it comes underneath the Ace of Cups, which is this brand new beginning in love, and I feel that they want to have this brand new beginning in love, and then there might be some some regret here that they didn't give you the appreciation that they should have done, that they saw things maybe in the situation where it was a bit of a burden, it was too much effort for them, they didn't want to put in the work, but they see you now as their wish fulfillment, definitely, and somebody that they want to show their passion to. They feel passionately allowed towards you. They feel that attraction towards you. Maybe they got into a routine and they didn't show you before, but I feel that what you are doing is you're making them work. That what the effect that you're having on them is that you are making them work, and you should be doing that, pile number 2, actually, because for some of these cards here, I just feel like they need to be proving to you that they are worthy of your love, time and attention. So if you are doing that, then well done, because I feel that they need to go through this initiation. They need to go through some sort of tests really here, and hopefully, you know, it seems like they feel like you're making them do that to show you that, you know, yeah, that they are worthy of you. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. You know, and with the overall energy here being the 9 of Wands, I feel like that's you. I feel like you are here defending yourself, because that's what the 9 of Wands is. You know, it's like normally in the normal depiction they're standing up and they're standing strong and they're defending their position. And I feel that you are defending your position by sort of saying, or making them work hard to show you that you know, that you are worthy of a good relationship here. I mean, maybe with these 2 cards here as well, they are making the impact you're having on them is that you are, you know, maybe it was a situation where somebody had the upper hand. Maybe they had the upper hand, and it wasn't a balanced situation. But now what they're realising is, with the routine card here, because this card is in 2 halves, yeah, so it's a balance of them going out and then coming back again. So it's like, you know, almost like birds migrating and then coming back again. So there's a balance to it. It's got 2 halves here. So maybe moving from a state of dominance, where one person has dominance, to a state of balance and routine, where things are normal, but not, because dominance is not normal. If somebody has dominance over the other person in a kind of relationship consistently, then that is not a good space, you know, generally for the relationship, because it's not balanced. But here it seems to me that it's more balanced. So I just feel like maybe the effect you're having on them is making them realise that the situation needs to be more balanced, and they need to work to make it more balanced. They need to change and transform for it to be more balanced. They need to be more kind of giving, more enthusiastic, more passionate, more more loving towards you, and sort of maybe less focused on the negatives of the situation and more focused on the 2 of Cups that's behind them, on the good things of the situation. But I definitely feel that they want a kind of rising up. They want, you know, they're getting ready. Maybe there's a feeling as well that the effect you're having on them is that they are preparing themselves, that they're getting ready to come forwards and offer some love here with the Ace of Cups here. But they know that there needs to be a different message. They need to be singing a different song and doing things differently this time around, or certainly at this point in the situation, if there have been challenges, and I think there have been some challenges in this situation. But in terms of astrological signs, I mean, the 10 of Wands, that is Sagittarius energy. 9 of Cups, Pisces. Death is Scorpio energy, and you've got that twice here. King of Wands, that is that could be any one of the fire signs, actually, of Aries, Leo or Sagittarius. And then 5 of Cups, that is Scorpio energy. So quite a lot of Scorpio energy here. I mean, Scorpio is a deep, deep sign. Quite a secretive sign as well, so maybe there are a few secrets in this situation. But anyway, let's have one last card to end our reading. So what effect? Let's have one of these ones. How is pile number 2 affecting their person right now? What's the biggest effect that they're having on their person? Please, can you tell me? Gratitude. A thank you goes a long way. Yeah, I feel like this person is waking up to maybe how they have been before in the past, and not, and like I say, recognising your value and being grateful and having some gratitude and some thanks, rather than kind of wallowing in maybe what wasn't right in it, or what they thought was routine about it, or what they, took for granted maybe in this situation. I think now they're realising, they're waking up to the value of it, because they're waking up to the fact that you have got that sort of soulmate twin flame connection, which they know now and which they value now and which they're grateful for now, but they know they're going to have to work hard to kind of regain that with you. And I hope that, with the initiation here, there's a realisation for them that they need to go through certain tests with you to make sure that they can prove themselves. But the overriding energy is gratitude, of thanks for you being in their life. But anyway, pile number 2, that has been your reading. I hope you liked it. If you have, then please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. But other than that, I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now. Hey, pile number 3, and welcome back to reading. So in today's reading, we're doing, aren't we, how do you affect them? What's the biggest effect you have on them in terms of their thoughts and their feelings? And you chose to come into the reading on this beautiful card. Hopefully you can see it there. And it says, trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? So trust your path. And the little calcite here, so I'm going to put that there. So let's just see. I feel like, I don't know, intuitively, this is such a beautifully light card, isn't it? I just feel like maybe there's a lot of light, or the effect that you're having is that you bring a lot of light to this person, a lot of hope. And then maybe they're wanting you to hope or to trust in the situation, because you've got here, trust your path. And they, that they want you to feel supported by them. Or so maybe the impact you're having on them, the effect they're having on them, is that they feel like they want to support you maybe, and that they want to trust you, or they want you to have trust in the situation in some way. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. Let's have one more of these before we get into the tarot. So how is pile number 3, how does pile number 3 affect their person? How do they affect their person? What's the biggest effect they have on their person? Ooh. Infinity, wow. Infinity. Your love is timeless. And that's what I was saying before, like there's a lot of light in the situation. I feel like they feel that this is, to trust the situation. They're seeing this as being, that you and them are sort of timeless. Maybe they feel like you've had past lives together, that you are connected on a very deep level. They see you as their kind of like, as their person. I think that's the effect, the main effect that you're having on them, and that somehow they want you to trust that in some way. So that's kind of what I'm feeling there, that you kind of go on and on and on, that you'll always be together. That's kind of like the feeling that I'm getting from this, that your love is timeless. That's how they feel about you. So let's see, so what, how does pile number 3, affect their person? So it feels to me like they see you as you are the one, really. You feel like you are the one. But anyway, let's see, how does pile number 3 affect their person? How does pile number 3 affect their person? Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. How does pile number 3 affect their person? King of Cups. This one wants to come out. 4 of Pentacles. Okay, so how does pile number 3 affect their person? And the High Priestess. And the overriding energy is the Page of Pentacles here. So I definitely think they see you as, I can't help feeling with the King and, I feel like with the King and Queen, the Queen of Pentacles here and the King of Cups, I feel like they're seeing you, that as you and them, really, that you are this kind of couple, that you are, the words that I'm getting is like power couple. I feel like they see you as a bit of a power couple, that you are definitely somebody that should be with them, that you complement, because with the Queen of Pentacles, that's earth, and with the King of Cups, that is water. So those two elements tend to complement each other in that respect. So they're seeing you as, the effect that you're having on them is that you are somebody, with the Queen of Pentacles here, that they want to have a serious, committed connection with. They see you as a great sort of, they see you as very attractive. I mean, you're definitely, the effect that you're having on them is that you definitely attract them. They definitely find you attractive. They find you very alluring, very appealing. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles really takes care of herself. So I think they appreciate the way you look. I think that's physically the way you look. I think that's a big effect that you have on them. They definitely do kind of clock onto that, and they really like that. That is something that really, really draws them in. But I mean, this Queen of Pentacles is also very intelligent and very savvy and very grounded. And again, that's why you complement the King of Cups, because the King of Cups might be more sort of dreamy, more intuitive, more sensitive, or more kind of artsy. But I think with the Queen of Cups here, you kind of balance that out, because you're much more business savvy, you're more like I say, very creative, but in a kind of practical, kind of grounded way, whereas the King of Cups is more sort of dreamy, kind of creative. So I think they see you as their other half, their kind of counterpart. I think that's the effect that you're having on them. They see you as equal, because we've got a king and a queen here. They see you as their kind of equal, their other half, really. And somebody who, I'm just noticing this King of Cup, who's got a cup in their hand, somebody who fills their cup. I think you feel their cup emotionally, the impact you're having on them. So you might actually be in a relationship with this person, possibly, and they're kind of really, they're really appreciating you. We've got the Four of Pentacles here, and we've got the High Priestess. So for some of you, you might not be in a situation. It might be a secret situation, some sort of secret situation, or something that's hidden in some way, because the High Priestess is kind of like a hidden situation. Or maybe it's something where they're asking you, with the trust your path, to trust you, and with the infinity and everything, to trust, your intuition in this situation. They want you to trust your intuition, because your intuition will guide you in this situation, because they're very much in touch with their intuition. I think with the King of Cups here, they're very much guided by that. You might be quite a your person might be quite a spiritual person in some way. The Page of Pentacles is the overriding energy. So maybe there's something in this situation which needs to, there's still something to learn in this situation. It goes with the High Priestess. So there's still things to be revealed in this situation, or things to be learnt in this situation. And maybe they're feeling that that's what's the impact you're having on them. That it's something where you're always learning something. They're always learning something new about you, or they want to learn something new about you here with the High Priestess. So maybe you're somebody that's like a kind of crush situation or something like that, and it hasn't properly been revealed, but they've got this strong kind of draw, this strong attraction to you. Maybe both of you, or they feel that both of you are not really sure how this is going to turn out, but they want there to be trust in the situation. And with the Page of Pentacles here, because Page of Pentacles is about gaining knowledge, is a bit of a student actually. So I feel like with you, maybe with the High Priestess here, that they want to gain more knowledge about you, or they want to become more knowledge about you, which means that they're not actually in a situation with you right now, but they want to find out more about you here. So maybe because there's a little bit of a closed off energy here with the Four of Cups, so maybe the situation's a little bit closed off to them at the moment with the High Priestess here, where things are kind of like, where you're not completely accessible to them. But the effect that you're having on them is that they see you as their sort of equal, their kind of divine counterpart, really, that you've got this kind of like a hold on them. I feel like you've got a bit of a hold on them, and they want you to trust them. They want you to connect with them in some way, but maybe at the moment you're sort of keeping yourself, or they feel like you're keeping yourself a little bit back from it. You're keeping yourself a little bit private from it. You're not revealing certain things, and that's why we've got the trust your path. Yeah, so maybe they're feeling that you wouldn't. You have maybe they're feeling that you have a little bit of an issue with trust, or trusting other people, but they're wanting you with the King of Cups here to kind of feel that you can trust them, that you can open up to them, because the King of Cups is a very empathetic, caring person. But you're definitely having a big impact on them. They definitely see you as somebody who is someone that they want to have or a desire or think a lot of time, spend a lot of time thinking about having a major connection with here. Somebody who is like their divine path, somebody that they feel is the right person for them. But there's resistance. They're thinking the effect you're having on is that you are maybe a little bit resistant, or there's some resistance to it, or things that still need to be learnt about it or discovered about it before any action can happen. But anyway, let's see what else we've got. Is there any other oracle card we have here? So how, what's the effect that pile number 3 is having on the person right now? What's their effect on their person? Let's see. Abundance. Now, abundance came up in pile number 1. So if you felt drawn to pile number 1, this card came up in pile number 1. So yeah, I feel like they want to, there might be a, because this card, I'm just going to move these over so that we've got a little bit more space. This particular card is, well, first of all, it's number 1. So number ones, ones are always about new cycles, new beginnings, planting seeds, really. So for some reason, I just feel in this particular pile, for a lot of you, this could be a situation that hasn't quite got off the ground. It's like maybe a cross situation or an attraction situation or something like that. Because this card talks about this, it shows in many ways, which is trying to show 2 different scenes. So it's showing 2 crows here that have got an abundance of fish. They don't have to work very hard to get their food. But in the background here, we've got another scene of a crow trying to, search for food. There's not anything like, it's not anything like it's an abundant state, so it's in a state of lack, this crow here. So I feel with the High Priestess and the 4 of Pentacles, maybe the situation is that they are looking at you from afar, or they are attracted to you, or they are dreaming about you, but you're not actually in their kind of reality. And they want to move from a state of lack to a state of abundance with you. They want to move on their path towards you, and then it might require some trust, but they feel this ultimate connection to you with this infinity symbol here, and they want this new beginning with you, but it hasn't quite got off the ground. So maybe it's something to do as well with one of you or both of you is like holding on to a situation where it's like the status quo, because the 4 of Pentacles is like holding on tight to something, maybe materialism in some way. So maybe it's got something to do with, it would be difficult, maybe there will be challenges, or maybe one of you or both of you is thinking there's challenges to move in this situation on to where you're together, because it would upset the status quo, or it would be disruptive in some way. And I'm thinking that maybe they're thinking that's about you, that you are resistant. And what I'm picking up is that they think that you are more resistant to the situation than they are. They want to move from this state of lack into a state of abundance with you, but there's something around you being a little bit resistant, and that they need to learn a little bit more about you. So maybe you are someone that's just not that accessible, on a sort of a deeper level to them, so they don't know much about your life. You're keeping yourself to yourself, you're keeping your life separate and secret from them, but they want to move, and that gives them the impression that you are resistant maybe to the situation. But the effect is that you're having on them is that they are very curious with the Page of Pentacles here. They want to learn more about you, and they want to move from this state of being lack of state of not having much contact or connection with you to a state of abundance. So you are piquing their curiosity and their desire to come into this state of this relationship with you. That's what's happening. That's the effect you're having on them. They want to move towards you, and they want you to trust that. It's like about them wanting to trust, for you to trust that, really, that they see you as their other half, their divine counterpart in some way. Now, in terms of astrological signs, Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles could be Capricorn, Taurus. I mean, I think with the Queen of Pentacles, to be honest, though, she always reminds me of a Taurian energy. She's just, she's just very attractive, the way she looks. I mean, what I mean is, Taurians tend to, you know, love beauty, don't they? They love beauty, they love luxury, they love good things, they take good care of themselves. That's kind of what I mean by Taurian energy, and that's the Queen of Pentacles, really. Very creative, very grounded, very down to earth, which is again a kind of an earthy kind of element to her, very sort of sensual, you know, that kind of living through the senses, the five senses. The King of Cups, I mean, that could be any of the water signs of Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Four of Pentacles, again, that's a Capricorn energy. Page of Pentacles, again, could be any of the Capricorn, Taurian and Virgo signs. So quite a lot of earth and water, a little bit of water here. So again, a balance, you know, those two elements there go well together. Okay, so let's see. I feel like they think that you could, you know, keep them grounded, you know, keep them grounded, keep them practical, keep them in the 3D world, really, because that's kind of what the Queen of Pentacles does. But they're quite dreamy, quite, you know, they might be a writer or an artist or a poet or just a very creative person. They might have a creative business because they're the King of Cups here, some sort of creativity, where creativity is really important to them. I'm not going to take that because I haven't answered the question yet. So, how does pile number 3 affect their person? How does pile number 3 affect their person? Well, that one was kind of, so Temperance. Now, what have I just said? Temperance is about balance, and I think that you balance them out. The impact you're having on them is that they feel that you would balance them out. There might be some differences as well between you with the Temperance card here, but they're thinking that you balance each other out. So your main effect on them is that you are their balance, their other half, their person, if you like. And obviously with the rainbow here, you know, rainbows are about lots of things. Again, they're about chakras aligning, our 7 chakras aligning, being in balance. You know, also hope. I think you bring them a lot of hope. The effect you're having them is that you bring them a lot of hope. But there's also something about trusting, you know, like going over the rainbow, and at the other end of the rainbow you're going to get that pot of gold, but you have to sort of follow the rainbow, you have to trust the path. There's something about that. Okay, so how does number 3 affect their person? How are they affecting their person right now? Oh, we've got the 9 of Swords. Might be a lot of worry here as well. King of Swords. And the last one is the 8 of Wands, and the overriding energy is the oh, can you believe it? It's the Page of Pentacles again. So it's the Page of Pentacles again. So this person, there might be, I mean, there might, when I said some differences, there might be a bit of an age difference with this person, because we've got the Queen of Pentacles, we've got the High Priestess, but the overriding energy is the Page of Pentacles. So there might be a little bit of an age difference for some of you in this situation, because pages tend to talk about young energy, or it might be that this person has displayed some young energy in some way, or there's something about them needing to learn, needing to study, needing to work things out, because that's what the Page of Pentacles is. It's about, it's a card of the students. You might be students, there might be some students in this situation, or some studying that needs to happen. So I feel like the effect you're having on them is that they feel that they need to, you're helping them to maybe learn about themselves, and to learn about you. There's something about needing to learn here, needing to gain knowledge, needing to acquire knowledge in some way. But there's some stress here under the King of Cups, so maybe they're just worried. There's a little bit of stress in this situation, or there has been some stress in this situation. So maybe it's been, maybe there's been some separation or something like that has caused them to have, there might be a lot of dreams, because it comes right under the King of Cups, and the 9 of Swords can be about, you know, it can be about sleepless nights, but it can be about, you know, some sort of, because it comes under the King of Cups, I'm just thinking maybe they're just having lots of worries and fears about the situation. It's coming out in their dreams in some way. So maybe there are some doubts as well. There are some doubts here. You're making or the effect you're having on them by being a bit closed off, by being not accessible, is that it's stressing them out a little bit, because they want this balance with you, and they know that they want to have, maybe with the Page of Pentacles coming up twice and the King of Swords. There needs to be a plan, and that would go with the Page of Pentacles, because that is all about studying and reflecting, gaining knowledge to come up with a plan, a clear plan about how to move forward, because the King of Swords is very different from the King of Cups. So maybe, you know, they come across to you as a little bit dreamy, a little bit not very solid, not very stable. And with you being the Queen, if you're the Queen of Pentacles, you know, you might get a bit frustrated with that because it's not very grounded. So they might not have been very grounded in the situation before, or shown much sense of commitment, or kind of like, you know, so they might have been very loving and caring and romantic, but they might not, it might have lacked any kind of practicality about how the situation is going to move forward. And it might have caused you to then, maybe it's for some of you, it's caused you to back off a little bit, or to move away from the situation a little bit. But now, with the King of Swords, they know they need to be more focused and have a plan, have a clear plan, be more honest, be more truthful, be more direct in maybe expressing as well how they feel about you. So maybe, for some of you, it's been this situation where they've kind of just had all these loving feelings about you, kind of idolised you a little bit, but it's been a situation of lack, you know, because you haven't been able to connect, or you haven't been in connection, or you haven't been able to reveal how you really feel. And now they want to have this clear plan to come towards you, but it's a little bit stressful for them. Maybe there's a few fears and a few worries about that. So maybe Trust Your Path is about a message for them to kind of just trust themselves, or to trust the situation, to know it's the right situation, that they're supported in that situation. Because I do feel with the Infinity card, you know, you are meant to be together. This is very much a fated connection. It feels to me it's like a fated connection, and that you are meant to be in union. And for them to maybe have more trust in that as well. But with the Eight of Wands, like, this is a clear, speedy movement towards you. So I think the effect that you're having on them is that they want balance with you, that they are very attracted to you, they want to be with you, that you make them feel very romantic, that they have very romantic, loving feelings towards you. They feel it as a divine counterpart. The Infinity sign here is, you know, something that's meant to be. They want to move from this state of lack or secrecy or hiddenness to a state of being, you know, clear and direct with you and moving forward with you. So you make them want to move towards you. That's the effect you're having on them. They're wanting to come out of a period of lack or of separation and move forwards towards you in a kind of very direct, clear way, to create balance for them, because the effect you have on them is that you make them feel balanced. They feel like you balance them out. And that also, that is always with the Page of Pentacles coming up twice, I think like they feel you are a never-ending kind of source of, you know, that they're always learning something new about you. I think that's the other thing, and that might go with the Infinity. You know, there's always something new about you. There's always something that they want to know. That, you know, they have a thirst for just being with you, and you know, they're always curious about you. You know, you're never humdrum or boring to them. They always feel that there's new things to learn about you. So you excite them. That's, I think, what's going on here. You excite them, and you fulfill them on lots of different levels. And I think they see that as a kind of an infinite cup that's always being filled up for them. So in terms of astrological signs, with the Nine of Swords, that is Gemini energy. With King of Swords, that could be Libra, Aquarius or Gemini. Eight of Wands, Sagittarius. Let's have a look. Is there anything else that I want to say? Sagittarius with a Temperance card as well. Page of Pentacles, I mean, that could be Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. So yeah, let's have a look to see if there's any other. Let's have one more of these before we leave pile number 3. Let's have one more of these. So, what is the effect? How does pile number 3 affect their person? How is pile number 3 affecting their person? What is their biggest effect on their person? No, that doesn't feel right. Oh, that one does. Okay, thank you for that. Honesty. Relationships need trust. So yeah, we've got trust your path, we've got honesty. So there is something about being honest and clear in this situation. So maybe there's a need to just be open and honest and have an open and honest, frank discussion. If you're in separation or it hasn't been revealed, I feel like there's a need with the King of Swords here, with the Page of Pentacles, because pages can also be about messages as well, bringing messages. And maybe with the Page of Pentacles, there's a message whereby they want to just connect with you to gain more understanding, to gain more knowledge, to get to know you better, or to get to know you on a deeper level. And that requires honesty, trust and honesty to take that step in order to do that. And that might be why we have the Page of Pentacles here, because it's about getting a message to you, or somehow communicating with you with a view to getting to know you better, or to getting to know you on a deeper level, or to reconnecting with you in some way and getting to know where you are in your life again, or where you are in your life right now. So anyway, pile number 3, that's been your reading. I hope you've liked it. If you have, please do hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Other than that, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next reading. Bye for now.